is LFC World. Coming up on episode 28 of LFC World, Reds boss Brendan Rodgers lends his support to the Liverpool FC Foundation. And head of performance Glenn Driscoll reveals the strongest player pound for pound in the Liverpool squad. But first, Kolo Touré gives us a teammate's view of his central defensive partner, Martin Skrtel.
He's a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player, and I think he's doing so well. He's playing his best football for me, I think, right now, and he's scoring goals as well. And I think he's a great defender. Really calm, really intelligent. You know, very good in the air. You know, and you know, we are really happy to have him. Definitely.
That's Gerrard again, and Skrtel ahead! Oh my word! That's an absolute beauty! Martin Skrtel is simply on fire for Liverpool.
4 goals for him this season. What can you say about his attacking prowess?
He's fantastic. He's fantastic, you know, and he makes a game easier for us as well, you know, because we know that when we have set pieces, we go him, and that's really important. But I hope that I can do as well as him when I go up for the corners, you know, because we need to score more goals definitely in that part of the game, and more for me definitely.
What's that relationship like with him on the field then?
It's great, you know. You can talk to him, he listens, you know, and he's a guy who leads as well, you know, and I think he likes to take responsibility as well, and I think he's a great player and a very good guy as well, you know. But in this team, there's good guys, you know. There's players who take responsibility. Everybody wants the ball, move the ball. And I think that's all about Liverpool, you know. Players who come here just take responsibility.
It's a good header by Skrtel. Liverpool will clear because there is a head injury. The referee has had to stop play.
We see him on the pitch. He's often putting his head where feet are, getting cuts on the back of his head. What is he like off the pitch? Is he quite different to what we see?
Yeah, he's very different. He's very different. Very quiet, you know. Doesn't talk a lot. Just come to training, does his work, and after just you know, go back home. He's somebody really calm, you know, and doesn't talk a lot. But on the pitch, he talks a lot, definitely, you know, and that's the most important.
Is he quiet in the dressing room as well before games?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, like talking more, definitely, because he's a very experienced player as well. He's been in this league for a long time now, and there is few, you know, leaders in this football club, you know. And, they are all young, but they're just learning, you know, and that's very good.
Can Liverpool punish Chelsea? There's the free kick and the header down, and Liverpool lead. It's Martin Skrtel. Well.
Is there something you could tell us about Martin that perhaps we don't know already?
I don't like to talk about my teammate, I just like to talk about them in their good side. And I think Martin have only good side, honestly, since I came here. But you know, there is time, and when I will see something, you know, I will tell him, and then I will tell you.
We're heading for the Anfield Sports and Community Centre now to find out more about the latest high-profile event involving the Liverpool FC Foundation. This from Claire Rourke.
The Liverpool FC Foundation works with young people around the world aiming to improve their life skills through the power of football. And these local school children had the opportunity to experience that firsthand with the help of some very special assistants. Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers and several members of his staff were invited to the Anfield Sports and Community Centre to take part in a Liverpool FC Foundation Challenge Day with 40 kids from the area.
I think it's great for us because they help us when we're on tour, and also locally they come to events, help us raise the profile, plus it puts you know, the kids are made up and put a smile on their face in regards to spending time with them.
The children were split into 4 groups to compete in a number of challenges, with the Melwood staff encouraging them along the way. And the first team boss emphasised just how important it was for them to be involved in valuable projects like this.
The football club does a wonderful job and has done for over the last 20 odd years in supporting and looking to inspire the young generation of people in the city. So there's a lot of work goes on behind the scenes in order to do that, and for the likes of myself and the staff to come down here, I think it's vitally important for us to show that support and work and throw ourselves in with the kids. And as I said, so far it's been brilliant. Good. Did you score?
I scored.
Did you score?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
The Liverpool FC Foundation is here to inspire young people. And what can be better than bringing the manager and his backroom staff down to take part in the activities? The youngsters are enjoying themselves. I think the staff are enjoying themselves as well. So I think for these youngsters it's just about having the sight of that support.
The manager spent time with each group as they tried to gain as many points as possible in the respective challenges. And the nature of the Melwood staff made for a highly competitive afternoon.
I think we're all quite competitive. We were just talking beforehand about what will the winner get. No, we were all happy. I know when I was taking my penalties there, I didn't want to miss one. But no, it's great. I think all the staff afterwards, I'm sure we'll have a debrief.
The presence of Brendan Rodgers and his team provided these kids with an added boost, but it will also help raise the profile of the incredible work the foundation does in this community.
I'm amazed really, you know, I was involved in the very early years when I first started taking off, and to see it, obviously how much it's progressed and how much work they're taking on, it's fantastic. The kids are brilliant, you know, they're really excited. Obviously the manager's here today himself, so all praises points to see him, but you know, the kids have come along, they've joined in, and obviously if you've got that on your chest, it makes it feel a little bit more important, doesn't it?
It was quite nerve-wracking because it's not every day that you get the chance to meet the manager of football. You're going to make us win, aren't you?
I hope so. I'm going to do my best. You can just give them that wee bit of hope and bring a smile to their face, and if you are able to do that as a human being, I think it's the biggest thing you can do. And I've done that all my life, you know, to try and help make a difference, not just in football life, but in social life, and making individuals better. And if this helps them and they enjoy it, then it's all the better.
Well, it helps raise the foundation profile in regards to we get different media coming down like yourselves and other channels, and also it gives our staff a boost to see you know, other people at the club supporting the programme locally as well.
For more information on the Liverpool FC Foundation, just visit foundation.liverpoolfc.com. It's September 2010 and Roy Hodgson's Reds are playing host to Steaua Bucharest in the Europa League.
There's Stanku with the early touch.
We stop the action with the visitors having just got the match underway. Any ideas what happened next? Well, your time's up. Here is your answer.
Certainly can't miss the Romanian side. It's one of the brightest kits we'll see all season. They are a favourite. Oh, that's a little short. Joe Cole's in here, and Liverpool has scored. 26 seconds. It's a horrible error, but Joe Cole is back, and he's back with a real bang.
Well, after missing so many games through suspension, it's not a good start for him. Abadan, Liverpool were really about their business, closing people down, pushing people forward, and the first person to react to it was that man, Joe Cole.
Over the course of the series, we've been meeting many of the team behind the team at Melwood. And today, we're with the man responsible for helping the Reds attain peak performance. This from Matt Walker.
From Reading and Chelsea via Swansea to Liverpool, LFC's head of performance, Glenn Driscoll, has been alongside Brendan Rodgers every step of his coaching journey, fulfilling a vital role in today's game.
players and injury, then as I say, it's a worthwhile sacrifice if it means we're going to achieve the goals that we're going to achieve.
Brendan Rodgers' vision for what his team is about and what he wants it to achieve means there's absolutely no hiding place for players, either at Melwood or on match days.
We have a manager who demands and aspires so much from his players, more than any manager I've seen, and tactically he's asking his players to basically perform physically at a very high level, a very high energy, dynamic press, which appears relentless at times, and but we also have this transition and counter-attack that's electric. I think most teams probably do one or the other, but Brendan does demand these levels. In turn, the application that these players give the manager, it means that in turn they actually get great fitness gains from actually adapting and performing. And I think it sort of creates a cascade effect, and it's something I think Brendan Rodgers' teams seem to have, where throughout the season they actually get better and better and look fitter and more dynamic as time goes by. So for us, that's obviously bodes well for the running, and yeah, we're in great condition.
Two players whose physical makeup sets them apart are the ever-present Jordan Henderson and the ever-willing Luis Suarez.
Luis is a phenomenon. He has this relentless drive, and largely down to his mentality. He's also intrinsically very robust, which is great. Jordan, an exceptional physical specimen. I'd say something Jordan and Luis have in common is we believe they're two players that we actually have to protect from themselves. So if we did not offer them the recovery, if we offered them the opportunity not to recover and work throughout between games, I think they would both take that. And as much as we admire their desire and work ethic, experience tells us it would be detrimental to performance and increase the risk of injury. There are times in the week we'll let them fly, and there'll be conditioning sessions, and obviously, thankfully, it appears in games they're certainly doing that.
Another notable specimen, according to Driscoll, is wingman Raheem Sterling.
Raheem, pound for pound, is probably the strongest in the group. So if we could take the players relative to their body weight and put them in a contest, your money would be on Raheem over Martin Skrtel or Mamadou Sakho. Obviously, his strength, incredible strength and power, and his speed and agility is very specific to his position and the job that he performs. One of the great things with Raheem as well, for a winger, again, I've never seen someone with such a great speed endurance capacity. I remember saying to him at the beginning of last season, he really has a gift there, and it's, as well as his strength and his other qualities, it's his ability to basically be relentless with his speed and endurance that allows him to track the likes of Sagna and Baines, and also take them the other way relentlessly for the whole duration of the 90 minutes. So basically we can see that he's metabolically, i.e. his heart rate, does not, it isn't affected when he's working over, so hard. And obviously you hear stories of Bjorn Borg having an extremely low, legendary resting heart rate, but again it's just something that Raheem had. I remember telling him before the first game how impressed I was, and he's quite a modest chap. I think he just said thank you. But it's great, it should give him confidence, and as I say, with Jordan Henderson and Luis Suarez and a few others actually, we're very lucky to have these dynamic players.
The efforts of Glenn Driscoll and his colleagues, working in synergy with the Liverpool boss and other Melwood departments, are certainly paying off. Ultimately, however, it's on the shoulders of the players themselves that everything rests.
The demands this manager puts on the players on and off the pitch is always going to take time for the players to adapt, and I think it's almost been again like a tipping point where suddenly the players realise what they have to do to achieve and be successful at Liverpool under Brendan, and that's become contagious, and that makes the job so much easier for the other coaches and the science and fitness staff and the medical staff, because the players are buying in and they're compliant. And obviously in football we have to keep our day-to-day standards to make sure we don't slip, but for sure in Brendan we have a manager that would never let that happen.
It's time once again to delve into Liverpool FC's amazing history now courtesy of LFC TV commentator Steve Hunter. Here's the letter we're focusing on this week.
U is for the UEFA Cup. Liverpool have won the UEFA Cup on 3 occasions, with only Inter Milan and Juventus having won it as many times as the Reds. The club's first UEFA Cup, indeed its first European trophy of any description, came in 1973. Liverpool beating Borussia Mönchengladbach in the first leg of that year's final 3-0. And, despite going 2-0 down in Germany 2 weeks later, Bill Shankly's men would emerge triumphant. The first feather in Bob Paisley's European hat would be leading Liverpool to what remains their biggest win in all competitions, an 11-0 victory over Norwegian side Strom Godset in 1974. The 75-76 UEFA Cup campaign was notable on 2 accounts. Against Barcelona, Liverpool recorded their highest ever European home attendance of 55,104, and the Reds once more emerged as tournament winners. Yet again, they did the decisive damage at Anfield in the first leg of the 2-legged final, coming back from a 2-goal deficit to beat Bruges thanks to strikes from COP heroes Ray Kennedy, Jimmy Case and Kevin Keegan.
And Keegan comes up now and sends it the wrong way.
The club's last UEFA Cup triumph came as the third part of an historic treble in 2001, where Liverpool and surprise package Alaves could not be separated through 117 crazy minutes in Dortmund. With the sides locked at 4-4 and a penalty shootout looming, defender Gelly turned Gary McAllister's free kick into his own goal, sending the cup back to Merseyside once again.
It's an own goal! It's a golden goal!
U is for unbeaten runs. In all competitions, home and away, Liverpool's record is 25 matches unbeaten, a run from March to September 1982. In league matches only, the Reds' record unbeaten run was 28 matches, a streak set in the all-conquering 1987-88 season.
And that is another superb Liverpool goal.
In terms of an unbeaten run at home, Liverpool went 85 games without defeat in all competitions at Anfield between January 1978 to January 1981. A remarkable achievement that remains an English football record to this very day. U is for upsets. Over the years, the Reds have been on the wrong end of countless giant-killing acts, with the likes of Worcester, Bristol City, Bolton, Brighton, Peterborough, Burnley, Barnsley, Northampton, Swansea and Oldham, all enjoying their day in the sun against their illustrious Anfield rivals. 2 shock defeats, though, stand out above all others. Liverpool's 1970 FA Cup 6th round exit to 2nd Division Watford prompted a distraught Bill Shankly to call time on the career of a host of legendary Reds and start rebuilding a second-grade team. Meanwhile, in 1988, Wimbledon caused probably the biggest upset in cup final history when a Laurie Sanchez goal downed the brilliant newly crowned English champions. John Aldridge would also famously become the first man to miss a penalty in an FA Cup final. Dave Beasant saved, capping Liverpool's Wembley nightmare. Perhaps the biggest upset Liverpool ever caused themselves came in a 1955 FA Cup 4th round tie against Everton at Goodison Park. The Reds, then in the 2nd Division, shocked their 1st Division neighbours by beating them 4-0, with legend Billy Liddell amongst the goalscorers.
Our great Liverpool goal this week has been chosen by Jordan Mayer via Twitter. It's Steven Gerrard's brilliant long-range effort in the 6-1 demolition of Hull City from 2009.
Gerrard. Unbelievable! Steven Gerrard! And you know what? He went for it as well. Steven Gerrard had time, looked up, whipped it in, and found the very top corner.
To request a Liverpool goal of your choice, simply tweet your favourite using the hashtag LFC World. Before we play out the show with our latest supporters gallery, remember you too can feature by simply emailing your fan pick to lfcworld@liverpoolfc.com.